Alright, well here's my 2018 Stacer 499 Sea Ranger. Headed out on the water a couple times, so I don't have a great deal of experience with it. Just picked it up last week, and I've had a couple of people ask how I like it and what I like and don't like about it, because they might be interested in something similar. So I thought I'd do a quick review. The model in the shop came with a 70 horsepower, and I opted for the maximum for the hull, which is 90 horsepower. And I think, at least I'm still in the break-in period, but from what I can tell so far, I think the hull could probably even do with a little bit more. At least with my past experience with two-stroke motors, that it could probably use a little bit more, although the 90 is more than adequate to get it up and moving. Certainly no complaints, but and maybe this is my first four-stroke as well, so could be some of that as well. But anyway, the hull is 4mm sides, 4mm bottom. As you can see inside, it's also a sealed floor, or a reasonably sealed floor. I wouldn't call it completely sealed. Aluminium checker plate that's self-draining with self-draining scuppers in the back, which are plastic. Didn't really like that they're plastic, but they do work. It's got handrails that are low, which are good in the back. I think I would have preferred a little bit higher ones up front, but they do work, I guess. Got my cover on there. I just took it off so I could take this video. If you notice, it's got a spray chine that runs the whole length of the hull. I do like that. The boat was reasonably dry for an open boat. A little bit of side spray. We were out the other day just before the big storms hit in Sydney, and there's a bit of spray, albeit there would have been a bit of spray anyways because of the white caps, but the boat was reasonably dry with just a little bit here and there that come in. Cleats are nice and strong. They're welded on. What I really liked about this particular model was that the rod holders are welded. They're not plastic, and they're not stainless that are bolted in. They're welded in. So there's 4 of them on the hull and 2 on the bait board. One thing that was noticed when we put the bigger motor on, which I'll have to get sorted next time I go in for a service, is that the motor, when you're tilting it, comes up high enough that right in here it will make contact. It hasn't, thankfully, because cowlings are not cheap, but it could. So you have to be very wary of that. And I'm going to put a tilt limiter on it, tilt trim limiter on it, so that it can't touch it. So that'll be at the next service. But it's got 2 rod holders up there and a decent enough bait board. Drains out through that hose, but there's no water supply up there, so you'd need a deck wash or something. I like the transom door. So back here, this is quite nice. Goes in fairly snug. There we go. So that's quite nice. Very solid when it's laying down. Not overly keen on this style of ladder, but it's the ladder style. It just sort of put something different on if you want. It just has this clip, but this ladder style, it just sort of telescopes down when you're in the water. But you can see it's just, I guess that's what you get for telescoping. But I like things robust, especially when you're 100 kilos. All right, we'll try climbing up in without toppling over. Okay. All right. Overall build quality seems pretty good. Look, I was looking at lots of boats. There's Surtees and bar crushers. Certainly I think, a step above this in price and in build quality. That said, I don't think this is bad. I think it's pretty good. I like it. Something I gotta fix yet. If you look in this corner, I don't know if it'll show, but I've got rubs down in the corner, so I've got to do a little filing. And something else I don't like is that they use bloody screws instead of bolts. So you have these. Let me show you. You have these. What's that in there? Yeah. You have these bumpers for the covers, so they don't scratch up your paint, which I like. But they bloody screw them in, and that leaves a really bloody sharp screw. And they just put a blob of rubber cement on there, which is not my idea of the proper way to do it. That said, that is a very small thing to complain about. Same as back here where the transom door is. So this is wood on the side, and if you look, those are screwed in. And if you crawl underneath here, it's a screw coming through. I don't like that, especially near your fuel holes and whatnot, so I will be taking that out and putting bolts in. I do like the floor. You get, you're chasing pelagics or any other fish that you need to bleed, tuna or what have you, and you get a bloody deck. This one is fairly easy to wash out. Plus it'll hopefully never rot. This is the fuel tank right in the middle here. So that's centrally located, not lengthwise, but crosswise. So from port to starboard or vice versa. Hence all the hoses here that go to it, with the breathers and whatnot. Jury's out yet on the weight distribution of this boat. I think it's a little ass heavy, at least compared to I am comparing this to my other boat, which is a fiberglass Haynes Hunter. So that's not in the same category, but nonetheless, I think it's a little ass heavy. Definitely needs some weight up in the front. Has a huge, up on the casting deck, it has a huge compartment. I've got a 50-liter esky in there, plus a duffel bag with some safety gear, a fender, a couple extra life jackets at the moment, and my mooring ropes are in there, and that's still plenty of space. Still plenty of space in there. The lid, other than it rubbing, is good and solid, and has channels on the outside so that if water comes up over the top, I don't know if you can see this in the video or not, but there's these holes here. They're just drilled in, but that is a channel, so the water goes down in here. It goes down in there, and it comes out. So that stayed really dry. Not that we had a great deal of water over the deck, but we had a little bit. Let's see. We'll get to the chippers in a minute. These things are made for little fingers. Okay. The kill tank. That works nice. This particular one, I forgot to show you when I was at the back of the boat. This fills from outside, so it fills itself from outside, so that's good. It doesn't overflow, because I forgot to put the bung into the kill tank anyways, and it didn't overfill, so it just stayed level. Let's save the console for a minute here. Here's the live well tank, all metal inside, welded, with a glass, glass, not perspex, glass viewing well, so that's nice. That worked well. Leave that open so it can dry. Bait board, pretty standard. got the drain hole that goes down and back, but it's in a good spot. I like it here. When I'm standing, it's good to rig up rods on either side and prepare bait. That was good. See down here. So this particular boat has 2 batteries, which may add to the weight factor. And there's my filter, my water filter, and that's let's see, the batteries are down here. So that comes out. So there's my batteries. I can't see this, so hopefully it's coming out good. It's very sunny. My bilge pump, which is a 1250 gallons per hour bilge pump. It's no nonsense. That would certainly empty it out quick. So that's the back of the boat. It sort of fouls up on this fuel line every time. I'll need both hands to fix that. Alright, this is stock standard as she came from the dealer. I think from Telwater or Stacer. Pretty well laid out console. The main part of the console is aluminium with carpet coating, but it is aluminium. Top bit I'm not overly well look, it's plastic. We'll see how durable it is. It certainly looks like it's going to scratch, but we'll see. It's got a little glove box, which is good for wallets and car keys, but it's got all your electricals here, which I guess is nice that it's out of the way, but also in my mind, just have to be careful I don't put anything metal in here that could bounce up and short anything out, I suppose, if it gets a bit rough. It seals up nicely. Came with the Garmin EchoMap 75 SV. Look, my last fish finder was a Lowrance X25, so just about anything would look good, but it's just pretty nice. The chart plotter works well, the sounder works well. Down and side scan, from what I can tell, I can see lots of detail. Came with the GME radio, VHF, which is nice. You have your lights, accessories, which I haven't figured out what it does because it doesn't seem to turn on and off the Garmin. Just a standard Stacer wheel. It's got a plasticky thing in the middle. I'm not overly keen on that. It's got the fire extinguisher. I've got my hose in here for cleaning. Over on this side, it's got pocket. Above the pocket's my anchor light, my running light for nighttime. Let's see, over on this side, I think I showed this already. But look, the welds look good to me, anyways. I'm quite happy with them. Overall, the boat, it's a little bit tippy for a tinny, but if you look at the hull again at the beginning, you'll see that it's actually got a bit of dead rise to it. So I can't remember off the top of my head what the degrees are, but it's got a bit of a V to it. So where it loses some of its stability at rest, it certainly was quite nice. It was much better than I expected in the chop. And that said, we were only out in 1/2 meter to 3/4 of a meter of chop so far, anyways, in the 2 times we've been out. And it knifed through it pretty good. I was expecting a bit more slap, and it went through it quite nicely. So I imagine some has to do with the weight of the boat, and some has to do with the hull design. But overall, it was very pleasant. Nothing to complain about. I do have to work on getting my weights right, because it seemed to want to pull the nose up fairly easy. But once she was up on plane, it had no problem. But in that speed just before you hit plane, I guess it really likes to pull their nose up. especially with a couple people in the back. If you had people sitting on this deck up here, it wasn't so bad. That's about it. Trailer was all alloy, typical tailwater trailer, Quintrex, Stacer, whatever. Yeah, it certainly suits. Oh, the chairs are nice. Just your standard chair, nothing to write home about, but comfortable enough. I will say that when the chairs, I've got 3 slots, don't have anything up front. I think there is provisions for that if you order one. This one didn't come with it. But the chairs are a little bit tight when they're in the 2 holes side by side. You can't turn them all the way around. And if you got a chair in the corners, it's difficult, at least for a 100-kilo fella, to get into the corner. So the deck space certainly disappears quickly with the chairs in. Contemplating maybe running with just 1 chair next time we go out, or no chairs at all, because I predominantly stand. And look at the gunnels here, and there's plenty of room to sit on top when we're fishing. The boat's heap stable enough for that. I looked at a bar crusher 490 WR, so that's the center console. I like the center console, and I guess the overall build quality, that one probably a little bit better. But bar crusher is certainly liberal in their dimensions. It's a lot smaller than this boat. And 490, when you measure it, it's halfway through the little 60 Suzuki on the back. Albeit it was quite a bit cheaper. I think it was about 10 grand cheaper than this boat. But I like the Yami, the 90 horse 4-stroke Yamaha with a reasonably sealed floor. I won't say it's totally sealed, because it's not. But this boat does work quite well. So far, like I said, I've only been on a couple times, but I'll probably post more as we go. So if you got any questions or any comments, please put them below. And till then, hooroo.